Hi, I'm Angie. I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. Hi, I'm Angie with National Indoor RV Centers, and today I am thrilled to show you the all-new 2021 Winnebago Era. Today we're going to cover the floor plan 70X. There's 3 floor plans, so we have the 70A, 70X, and 70B. This is a beautiful exterior. We have full paint, and this is the Tenorite Gray. You also have iridium silver that you can choose from as well. So the Era sits on the VS30 Mercedes chassis. It has a 3-liter 6-cylinder Mercedes diesel engine, and then we're just going to kind of go over everything that we see right in front here. So we'll start top to bottom here. First of all, you just see the radio antenna. Then if you look at the very top of your windshield, you're going to see kind of almost a triangle, a little camera in there. That's going to help read your street signs, help with your adaptive cruise control. You've also got a sensor down here in the center of the front cab here that's going to do adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation, active braking. So we have a lot of safety features on this Mercedes chassis that we'll talk about and go over. But one of the things that you're really going to love as you take your family out touring in this beautiful van. And we've got the monitors here that are going to help with our blind spot monitoring. All right, so let's go ahead and check out what's underneath the hood here. If we look into this compartment here, right back here, we're going to see that's the grounding for your battery. Your positives here, your grounds here. Then we've got our brake fluid, our windshield wiper fluid. Here's your air filter for the engine. And as we come over here, we've got our oil fill. Now the great thing is you're going to get a read on your oil fill every time you turn on your ignition. So that's really nice. It will tell you what your level is, so you'll know when you need to come and fill that. Then we've got our coolant and we've got our DEF fill right here in front. Super easy to get to, labeled nicely. I'm sure there's a reason for that. They tell you it here again too. So make sure you put the right fluid in the right spot. You're probably wondering how often you have to fill up, put DEF in here. So you're roughly going to get about 5,000 miles per fill. And Mercedes is going to give you a warning once you get down to, once it's half full, it's going to start giving you warnings. So you can easily just top it off, not have to worry about it. Also remember, DEF does have a shelf life. So if you're not going to be using your touring van for quite a while, you may not want to fill it until you head out on the road again. I always love the sleek look of the Mercedes chassis, the Sprinter chassis. Also, we've got LED lights, LED headlights, and we have the cornering fog lights. So as you turn, they turn with you, which really is nice to illuminate, you know, what you're turning into, especially if it's a campground at night. All right, we have the aluminum Alcoa rims on the Era, and we've got our nice exterior mirrors here. So we're going to have our turn signal in here. We're also going to have those are going to be internally controlled and heated. And then as you look along the Era, I love that we've got nice fiberglass running boards. So it's going to be easy to get in and out. And they've given us an even wider one here on our entry step into the main portion of the coach. All right, so let's just take a peek inside the Era here. Again, you're going to notice how big that step is. You got 2 nice steps. And one of the things that I love is check out the screen door. So it moves very smoothly right across. So you can be sitting in there, say this is your home office for the week. You've got to work in this beautiful environment here. You can open up the screen door and just enjoy the weather and nature while you're working. So I really like that. And then when you're ready to shut it, just goes right back into place. Now also, just as you step up here, you can control the awning on this coach. So we're just going to go to our control panel up here, and I'm going to go to awnings, and I'm going to put the entry awning out. So look how great this awning is. It's 16 feet in length. That's great, nice and big, give you a lot of shade. And then we also have awning lights. So right here on our multiplex lighting panel, I can just hit the awning lights on, and there you go. So here's the control, and you can do that really easy if you're inside the coach, but if you're outside the coach and you want to just quickly get to the awning, extend and retract, there's buttons right here. So you can extend your awnings or retract your awnings from right here. Really easy. Now let's just go over the other things that we have right at our fingertips. So first of all, we have 2 USB charging ports here. We have outlets here for our furnace, and then we have our battery disconnect, so we can turn our battery on or off right here, just inside the doorway. Again, our awning. And here we have our table leg. If we want to go ahead and set up dinner or breakfast or whatever right here, or our office, we can put that in right there, and I'll show you in a minute where the tabletop is stored. I really like the way that Winnebago makes everything look nice and clean. So they just covered this here with a little snap cover. But this is a freshwater inlet, or basically your gravity fill. So if you need to bring potable, portable water, this is where you would add it. Or if you want to sanitize your freshwater tank, this is where you could do that as well. And then we've got the hookup on the other side of the coach. So here's your second winterization valve, and also you could hook in the hose that would go to your antifreeze from here. Now remember, if you store with us at National Indoor RV Centers, where we store over 300 coaches at each of our locations, they're always hooked up to either 50 amp service or 30 amp service for the touring van here. You don't have to worry about winterizing your coach, so you can use it all year long. We have valet service, so all you do is give us a call, let us know you'd like to pick up your coach. We will fill the fresh water tank, check your tire pressure, put your coach outside the building so you can just drive up, pick it up, and hit the road. All right, and then we've got the quick close button right here. Just push that, and our door is gonna shut for us. Love the power door. All right, so we have the exhaust here for our engine, and then up here we've got solar where we can hook up solar. So let's talk about solar on the Era just for a second. So it comes standard with 2 100-watt solar panels on the roof. There's also a connection up there on the roof where you can add another panel if you'd like. So it's got 200 watts of power right now. You can add up to 450. So you can either do that up on the roof, or you can do it with a portable one here. The portable one is kind of nice for a couple reasons. You know, if like today we're in this beautiful shaded spot, I'm not going to get a lot of power from the solar panels, but I could plug one in here and take it out to the sunshine. I'm going to get some more power that way. So just something to think about and how you're going to use your coach. Then we've got the input here for cable and a 12-volt outlet, and then we've got 2 110 outlets. We've got exterior speakers and a porch light that you can turn on from inside the coach. All right, so here to the rear of the coach, if we go from top to bottom, at the very top there, we have our over-the-air antenna, so you can lock onto local stations. And then we've got our rear view camera. So the Era is rated for 5,000 pounds for towing and a 500-pound tongue weight. And we've also got our 7-way for our lights for our tow vehicle as well. And right next to the hitch here, we have our quick connect for gas line. If you want to bring a portable grill, you can grill right outside your coach. And then we've got our ladder. Now this ladder is great because we can move it. So we actually have a lock on it this year, but say you needed to get to something on the side of the coach, because this is a fairly long touring van, so you want to take this off. So all you have to do is unlock it, and then it's going to screw off here. Just make sure you come back and get it. and then you just kind of twist it up and off. Super easy and lightweight. So then I'm going to just take it to the side and decide where I need to get up about right here. So you're just going to lock that in. All right, and you do have a weight limit on your ladder of 225 pounds. And then, there you go. Now I can see where my solar panel connection is here. Check out my AC units, my max fan. Really easy, or this is how I can easily get to the items that I'm storing up here on the top of the coach. So you're probably wondering about this cargo rack. So it will hold up to 40 pounds per crossbar. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crossbars. It will support up to 240 pounds. Then let me show you what's just inside here. So just love, again, how nice and clean everything looks. Sleek. You've got little cargo areas here for items that you can store. And then this is what I love. So here's our tabletop for our dinette in the center between the two chairs. So this just easily lifts out. Go and set it in the middle of your pole there and you're good to go. So I'll show you how that works in a second, but I love that you've got this space here. Then behind this panel is we've got our winterization valve, our first valve. So, and you can see that Winnebago also does, they also let us color code the lines so that we know that this is our cold line, and then the red one is our hot. I just love that they make it simple for you. And then here is a child safety seat tether so that you know that you've got that in your coach as well. Now, one more thing before we leave. Again, if it's a beautiful day like it is right now. So when I'm sleeping tonight, I probably want to keep my windows open. So we've got the blackout shade here. You can open it up so you can have full access into the coach, loading, unloading. Or you can pull down your screen. Look how nice that works. And you can sleep, you know, with the doors open, enjoy the fresh air, or while you're inside working, or just enjoying this beautiful day, you can have fresh air. All right, before we leave the rear end of the coach here, I wanted to point out that this comes standard with a spare tire, and not one of those little donuts that you have to ride on. It's an actual real spare tire. And then just look beyond the spare tire, you can be able to see your 2,500 watt Awning LP generator. All right, so now we're on the driver's side of the coach. One of the things I want to point out that I love that Winnebago does, if you look at other manufacturers, you'll see the side is cluttered with cutouts for various systems. Just like they've tucked away the generator, all we see is a little exhaust. They've just kept this very clean and sleek looking, and I think it looks fabulous. So one of the things I really like about it. Now as we move into the system, here we have our exhaust for our Truma, and to that point, look, it like matches the pink color, just kind of disappears, which I love. Our exhaust for our generator. Then we've got our external shower, so we can just hook up the shower here. We've got hot and cold, which is really nice. So we can get all cleaned up after we've spent the day at the beach. We don't have to drag the sand into our coach. And then we've got our hookup here for our 30 amp shore power cord. And then we're going to go ahead and start below here. All right. So underneath this panel, we've got our black waste tank flush inlet and our freshwater inlet. And then we can turn that in case we want to be on city fill or normal fill. And here are our flushes. And then we have our freshwater valve here and our cable input. We've got our drain pump. So this is for our macerator. So we can start that, and our water pump. And then we've got our macerator hose here. And in the back, we've got our black waste tank drain. And we have our gray tank drain bar or T-bar here. We also have well, I wouldn't call it the patio light, I'll call it the driver's side security light on the driver's side of the van. All right, and then behind here, we've got our 16-gallon LP tank. Now, another thing I wanted to point out, I really like the doors here for all of our wet bay and for our LP tank. They're not flimsy. They're nice and solid. I've seen other manufacturers where they're really flimsy. I think they're going to blow off when you're driving down the road. So I like that this is quality. So if this is your first video that you've watched on the touring van, you're probably wondering where the fuel fill is. Well, very sneaky. It's right inside the driver's door. So you just open this up. There's your fuel fill for your 24.5 gallon diesel fuel tank. And then you're probably want to know where the chassis battery is. So the chassis battery is right below here. Now it's not very easy to get to. That's why we have the positive and grounding connections in the front hood compartment, in the engine compartment. And the way that you access the hood or release the hood is right here with this lever. All right, so let's go ahead and head inside to my favorite part. So finally to the interior of this beautiful coach. The first thing that you're going to notice, or the first thing that I notice, is the beautiful cabinetry. So this is a Technoform cabinets, and they're Italian made. They are basically a sealed wood, so they're water resistant. You're not going to have swelling. They're basically going to last a long time, just like your coaches. But they're just sleek and elegant, and I love the way they look. And let's check out some of the space that we have here. So, oh, another thing too is that they're soft close. So we've got this big space here over the cab, and I can't even reach my fingers to the back of that space. So it's nice and deep. Get yourself some plastic containers and you can get a lot of items up there. And then when you go to close it, soft close. All you have to do is just push it to lock it into place. So let's check out the storage here. Nothing's going to be flimsy. They all feel very strong, not rickety. Again, you're going to have aluminum framing here, so nothing feels, like I said, it's nice and strong, and lots of space here for storage. And then when you're done, look at that. Nice and quiet, and once they're shut, just lock them into place. All right, so you're probably wondering what interior package we have in this particular coach. So we have the Fusion interior with the smoke wood. You have another option, which is the onyx wood, which is more of a black or darker finish with the, you can also choose the quantum interior. And check out these chairs. So the front chairs are Mercedes because it's part of the chassis. Then we've got the ultra leather that's on the chairs here, and they are super comfortable. Another thing that's really cool about Winnebago is that they are actually manufacturers. They make these chairs. They stitch them at their Stitchcraft facility, and I'll show you that in my factory tour, so make sure you go and check that out. So in the 70X floor plan, you have seat belts for 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's huge. If you want to take your family with you, this is the touring van to do that in. And I love these seats too, because say you get to your destination and you want to have more space, you can actually take these 2 seats out. So I'll show you a few things here. So the level here, to remove the seats, you would use that level here, and then it snapped out the bracket, and you can take that out very easily. And then we lift the level here if we want to rotate. So if we want to rotate and see what's going on outside, or we can rotate and be closer to our dinette here, we can do that. This level brings your seat forward and back, and then we have a lever over on this side that will let you recline and bring it forward. So again, with the armrests, this is a very comfortable seat, and again, made by Winnebago. So I went ahead and rotated all the chairs around. One of the things that I'll show you up front is that you can actually set the memory for this, so it's super easy to rotate, but they're all pretty simple to rotate. We brought our table leg up front, and then I got the tabletop here. I just wanted to show you how easy this works. You just have to find there you go. So simple, and you can rotate it however it works best for your guests, but you've got a great surface here to play cards or have dinner, breakfast together. I just love that it's so multi-purpose, this van. For the small space that it is, it feels really big. So we have windows here that open. That's really nice. You can get some cross breeze, open your screen and cross breeze. Love that. Then we've got a drink holder here. So that's nice and handy. Then just above me here, we've got two 110 outlets. And then we've got the lights, the galley overhead lights. And we've got the overhead light for right here, just our LED strip. And you'll notice all the lighting in here has this linear light, which I just think gives it a really high-end look. You don't see the puck lights scattered throughout the ceiling, and I just really like that look. Then right behind the chair here, we have two USB charging outlets. So pretty much you can, set up your office here. You've got outlets there, USB there, your cup holder. You're good to go. All right, so let's go over everything that's right here that's all super important. First of all, remember we have the two 100-watt solar panels on the Era. Now this is where we're going to be able to see our charging status. So it's always going to be on. We're inside a building right now, so it's not charging, and it's going to give us our battery condition. So we'll and we can change it from amps to volts. So we can see all that information right here. Then this is what I'm really excited to show you. So this is kind of your system that you can control a lot of the functions of the coach right here from this pad. So you can go to lighting, ceiling light, cab light, bathroom light, porch, awning, master. So I can turn everything on and turn it off and then turn it on. Had that backwards. And overhead galley, front ceiling, rear ceiling. So that's really cool. Now, I also want to let you know that you can set this up on your phone as well. So I can do everything that I'm doing here at this panel on my phone. So the next one would be my level monitor. That's going to tell me the levels of my fresh, gray, black, my coach battery, my chassis batteries, and my LP tank. So if I do that same thing here, you'll see the same screen repeated. Now our fresh tank is 25 gallons, our gray is 19, and our black is 9 on the 70X. They are floor plan specific. So that's really nice. Then I can go to my sofa there. So the sofa in the back, I can take that down right from this, just hold that, and I can start to make my bed up for the evening. Or, recline if I want to take a nap, maybe not totally take it down flat to a bed. I can do that right here, or I can do it on my phone as well. Our awning control, I showed you that while we were outside. That's nice too, because you can be sitting outside, all of a sudden the sun comes up, and you don't even have to get up from your chair. How nice is that? Just pull out your phone and hit the awning button now. Then we've got our power control system and our auto gen start. So power control system, this is going to tell us what power we're pulling. So right now we're plugged into 30 amp power, and it will shed the load accordingly. And it's also going to show us our amps right now, where we're at. And then if we go back to our home, we can go to auto gen start. So this is where you can set your auto gen start. You can also go to manual operation here. You can start and stop your generator from here. You can set those settings so that you can start your generator when you want it to run. Say you don't want it, you want to have quiet time during the evening, so you would run it during the day. Then we can turn on our water pump from here. Our temperature control. So if we want to turn that on, and we can set the temperature. Our fan, we can do the all right there. And then we can lock system, unlock it right from here. So super cool. Love that you have it both on your phone and right here on the panel. Here we have our Truma control panel. So Truma is going to be our water heater and our furnace. So you just push this, and then you can scroll through the items, but once you land on one, then just push it and then scroll again. So that is your furnace, and you can set the temperature here, turn it on and off. We can go back, or it will just go back automatically if you are patient enough. I'm not. So scroll to your next. There's your temperature. So we have it off right now. We can go to eco mode, which is going to heat the water at a lower temperature and just kind of keep it at that temperature. Or we can, if you know you're going to take a shower, you may want to go to hot so that you can get hot water quickly. Or if you want it really quickly, you'll go to boost, and that's where it's going to combine your electric heating elements with your gas. And then we're going to go back. Okay, so now it's going to let us know that we're using our gas to heat the water right now. If we turn it, we can go to mix one. That's where we're going to use our gas and one heating element, or our gas and two heating elements, or we can just use electric. So our one electric element or our two. So if we're plugged into a camp to their electricity, just go ahead and set it for 2 and leave it there. You might as well use their electricity rather than your gas. So we need to go back. Got our fan. You can turn your fan off, vent it here, and then we'll go to our timer. So that's where we can set when we want the Truma to run, if we want to set a time for that. And then, so this is where we can kind of do the time for the Truma screen, set the time, and keep it where it's at here. Then we'll go to our settings and offset, temperature, brightness, military time, language, etc. You can just customize the panel a little bit here. So here's our little sensor that speaks back to the Truma system to monitor the internal heat or the temperature of the furnace and keep the temperature nice right where you want it. And then this is really cool. So this is our multiplex lighting system. I love this. So you can do your front ceiling lights, your cab overhead lights. We can turn on all of our lights from here, and then when we hit the master switch, we'll turn everything off. Now we can turn everything back on, or you can customize this. So say that I only want my front ceiling lights. Well, I do want those on. Let's turn off the bath lights. I don't want the porch light on, and I don't want the awning light on. Now when I turn my master light switch off, it's going to turn everything off, but when I turn it back on, it's going to just turn on those two that I selected before. So it kind of has a memory in it, and I like that because I typically won't want the bathroom light on, and I won't want the awning light on during the middle of the day. But if it's evening, I may add that to the list there, turn them all off, and then turn them all back on. Okay, along with our beautiful linear lights up here in our ceiling and our soft touch vinyl ceiling, we have our smoke detector to keep us safe. We've got our fantastic fan. So that's going to give us more airflow when we need it, which is wonderful. And then we move into our kitchen. First of all, look how pretty this galley kitchen is. I love it. So we have the Corian countertops, stainless steel sink. We've got this bamboo cutting board, and I love that it is multi-use or multi-purpose. So not only is it going to give us our sink cover, but it's light, it's not super heavy. We can turn it over, use it as a cutting board. Oh, something that I haven't talked about yet. So see how we've got this part number? I love this. So Winnebago makes so many, about 70-75% of the parts that go in their coaches they make. So all you have to do, say that you lose this, take a picture of it, call them, give them the part number, and they can replace it. That goes for your cushions, that goes for the doors. It's a wonderful thing about Winnebago. Very easy to get parts because they are the manufacturer, not just an assembler. So we have our stainless steel sink here, our residential faucet. Love that. And then we've got our 3-burner gas stove. And we've got the little protection here and protection here, protect our cabinets from the heat. Now, one of the things I just learned this, I'm so excited. I love it when I learn new things. So we have our MCD shade here, blackout, which I love, and those are just always really nice, high quality shades. You might be wondering why we go to leather lure over here where we've got the little slats. So that is RVIA standard. We can't have a fabric near an open flame. So that's why you get the little slatted blinds there. But they do give you the little hooks so you can keep it up and out of the way, and I love that. Then check out all that counter space you have here. So we've got our drawers. We've even got a little utensil holder there. And they lock right back into place, but they're nice and deep. And here we have our compressor run refrigerator. And we have a little freezer compartment up there. Sometimes they give us a little ice cube tray. I don't see it. But you do have a little freezer area there. But again, nice size refrigerator and the little travel lock. We've got two 110 outlets here. And then we have our convection microwave oven. And just below that, we have two more drawers. Lots of storage in this kitchen. All right, so directly across from the kitchen, we have our bathroom. And these doors fold out really nicely so they don't take up the whole entire path, which is great. So let me get them open so you can see how nice and big this bathroom is. So I love, it's actually quite a bit of space here. We have a wardrobe bar here, so if you want to hang clothes in here when we're not using the shower, that's great too. We even have this nice shower head here. So this is Oxygenics, and what this does is it increases water pressure while reducing water use. So that's really nice, saving that water in your freshwater tank. And then this is an on and off valve. So once you set your temperature, you know, say you want it right there, I want it nice and warm, I'm going to turn off that valve while I'm showering or, you know, shampooing my hair. Once I want the water back on again, I don't want it to have to get warm again. I want it to still be where I had it set. So you can just turn this on and off and keep that same temperature, which is really nice. And it's got a little holder here, so I always like the option for the shower or for the handheld. Another thing that I like in this bathroom is that you have the sink for just washing your hands. It's not just one shower head, you have both. So you can use this because this is what you're going to use most of the time, is just washing your hands here. And we've got the towel hook here, so that's nice. It's up away from the sink and the shower. It's not going to get wet. And they've also given you a shower curtain. I just haven't installed it yet, but that's going to go along here just to keep more water inside than outside. We've got a porcelain toilet here with push pedal controls. And we've got the little shower nozzle here so that we can wash out the toilet if we need a little help there. Another thing that I like about this shower is the bamboo grate here at the bottom. So you're not standing in, you know, water as it drains. It's going to go beneath you. I love that. And we've got a little protection from the water is our toilet paper holder there with a little cover on it. So great. And one thing I haven't shown you is we've got a mirror in our bathroom too, which is really nice. You don't see that most of the time. All right, so we're finally back to our living room / bedroom area. So we've got our nice bench seat in the back here with 3 seat belts and the child safety tether. So you can put a car seat back here as well. We've got our 2 seats here. Now these aren't to be used when going down the road, but they're nice to have that extra seating, and they're actually quite comfortable. So you can, you know, have quite a few of you viewing our 24-inch TV right here. So we have a nice big cabinet here, wardrobe. We can hang items in here or fold them up. It's just a nice big space. And then again, I know I opened part of these when I first came in the coach, but again, great space above in the cabinetry up here. And over here, this is kind of our AV cabinet. So we've got our radio system, we've got our DVD player. We also have 2 110 outlets up here. We have our over-the-air antenna booster, so we can just push that there and lock onto stations. And we've got HDMI input there as well. Then we have one more big storage compartment, and this one is nice and deep, goes to the back of the coach and then side to side, so you can get a lot of items up in here. Right now we have our sunshades or blackout blinds for the front of the coach in here, so this is a nice place to store them away from everything else. All right, a couple more things I wanted to show you before we leave the back of the coach here. We've got 2 speakers, and then we also have reading lights. So you just push those on and off, and I like too that they are directional, so you can move that light wherever you need it. All right, just below the seat here, we've got a big speaker. So behind this panel, we've got our diagnostic center and then our fuses for the coach. Right across from me, I've got our breaker box for the coach. And then right next to it, we have our LP or our propane alarm. Okay, we have our 2 USB ports here, 2 110 outlets, and then we've got light panel here, another multiplex lighting system here, so we can do our galley overhead lights, our rear ceiling lights, our sofa overhead lights, and we can also control this rear bench. So when we want to go ahead and make it into a bed, we can put the sofa down. When we're ready to get up in the morning, we can put it back up. Or if you just want to angle the sofa like I have it right now, it's sort of at a nice, a little bit reclined, so you can kick your feet up here, sit back, take a nap, but not really have to be in the bed. And then we've got our master light switch, so we can turn that on and off. Turn all the lights off from here, which is nice because this will make into one big bed, and that's what I'm going to show you next. All right, before I go ahead and put down the bed, I just want to show you a few more things. I've got a cup holder here, and another cup holder over here. And then just below my cup holder, I have 2 110 outlets. Now I'm ready to go ahead. I'm going to put my cup holders away, and let's go and make this into a bed. Okay, so it's super easy. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put my sofa down, and I can just push the button. And you're probably going to want to go ahead and just tuck those seat belts inside so that they don't get in the way of a nice night's rest. And then you were probably wondering, I'm going to take these cushions here. Got our back cushions here on either side, and those just Velcro into place. And again, I want to show you that we've got the label. So anything ever happens to your cushion, you lose a cushion, or your kids decide to get out their pocket knives, or they've got a sharp something on their jeans and they cut it, Winnebago, just a call away and they can replace that, which is really great. So now I'm just going to lift up these side cushions just a little bit. And then you were probably wondering, when I had the table out, why it was kind of a different shaped table, because it seconds as your bed base. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay that right in there. All right, so now you can see why that table was shaped the way it was. It fits right into that spot. Just going to bring my cushions down here and get them into place. It's just kind of like a little puzzle. There you go. Would that take like 1 minute? And you've got a full-size bed, or you've got a full bed. Let me get you the measurements on that bed. So you're going to have 70 width by 75 length. So a little bit bigger than a queen, not quite as big as a king, but that's really nice. So it's going to be very comfortable for sleeping. All right, another thing I want to point out is that you've got windows that open on both sides of the bed, and of course the whole back end of the bed opens too. So if you want to sleep and, you know, with your windows open and get the fresh air in, you're going to love this. And on top of that, we also have the MCD blackout shades. So if you want to bring those halfway down so that you can just let the wind come in, or you can close them all the way. And they actually, something that I love that Winnebago thinks of is they Velcro in place, so they're not going to pop up and they're going to stay down and they're not going to rattle when you're going down the road. All right, so we're finally to the dash area. There's so much to talk about up here. I'm going to go ahead and start first of all with the seats. We've got the Mercedes Captain and Co-Pilot chairs, and they are super comfortable. Right below this flap here, we have the fuse box for the front part of the chassis there. So that's easy to get to. I like that. Always want to be accessible. And then right here we have the power lumbar support. So you can adjust that until it's comfortable for you. One more thing on the seats too is we've got this extra, you can just pull this forward or push it back depending on you know where you like it. Gives you a little bit of extra leg support there. So that's nice. And we have the memory seats, which I love. So once you get all situated and comfortable, you just hit the M and the 1 together, hold. So you'll hear the beep, now it's set. So you can have a driver 1, a driver 2, and my 3, I'm gonna keep it set for when I rotate the chair. So I don't have to monkey with moving the chair forward and backwards. I'll just get it set. So it's gonna completely clear the steering wheel when I go to turn around and make it super easy. So I just have to push 3 and then I can rotate the seat. Now to rotate the seat, the lever is right in front of me here. And I just do that and then I can easily turn the seat. And then it locks back into place. So super easy. So you have the backrest, you can take it back or forward, and then the seat, moving it forward or back. Then we've got our heated seats, so we can push that to turn them on. We can unlock the doors, lock the doors. Then up here, we've got our window controls, and then we've got our mirror controls. So we can adjust those to make sure that we can see clearly in our side view mirrors. All right, so here's our light control. So we're just gonna I'm gonna keep it on auto all the time. Or I can have my daytime running lights, auto, or my headlights here. Keep it in auto there. Now this is going to be for my front fog lights, if I turn that on. And this is a unique little button. It took us a while to figure out what it was for because we kept looking in front trying to see what that button turned on or off, and there was nothing. So it's a European thing. It actually turns on the left rear fog light. It's a safety feature in Europe. If you're pulled over to the side of the road, you would turn that light on. So there you have it, little secret. And then this is going to adjust the brightness and dimness of your dash. And I always like to keep it as bright as possible because I want to see everything easily. All right, so let's talk about everything that's happening here at the steering column. There's a lot. First of all, let's make sure we're comfortable. So you just pull that lever down here underneath the steering column. You can push it up and down, and it also telescopes out. So that's nice. Get that in the position you're comfortable with, and then lock it into place. Then right here, your first paddle is going to be for your high beams if you just want to flash them, or if you want to override your intelligent high beam, you can just push it away from you and it will keep the high beams on always, rather than using that intelligent high beam which you get on the auto feature. Then we have really cool windshield wipers. Who knew that windshield wipers could be so cool? So if you just keep it right here on this setting, it's in the auto position, and it's a rain sensing windshield wiper. So if it starts to rain, it will automatically go on in that position, or you can turn it off so that doesn't happen. And then of course you've got your high, medium, and low. Another really cool thing, and I hate to get the van dirty, but it has the windshield wiper fluid is actually in the windshield wiper. So it's going to use 50% less of your windshield wiper fluid when it works this way. All right, so check this out. I'm going to go ahead and push the windshield wiper fluid, and you'll see it come out of the windshield wiper blades. All right, so then we've got, we can manually shift on the Mercedes chassis here. So I can shift down if I push forward on the left side, and I can shift up if I push forward on the right side. So if you're towing something and you don't want it to keep shifting gears, you can go into shifting it yourself so it will hold a gear, or say you're going down a mountain, steep mountain, and you don't want to use your brakes as much, you can go into a lower gear and just hold it there. Use that for assisting you with braking rather than just braking, you know, riding your brakes down the mountain. All right, so there's a lot of information right here. I love this little thing. So this is your home button, and this is sort of like your little mouse. And I can scroll through the information on my screen with this mouse. So you'll see that we can go to settings. I can hit settings, and I can do my rain sensor. I can have standard, or I can go to low sensitivity or very sensitive. So I'm just going to keep it on standard, hit that. And go to my back button, display and operation. So I'm going to hit that. Now this is cool. So you can go to your DEF, and this is going to say, do I want my DEF gauge on the bottom of my screen permanently all the time? I do, because I think that's really nice to have. Or if I don't, I can just do that for reserve fuel. So I just get an alarm when I am getting low. But I like that permanent feature. So I'm going to keep that. Go back. And go back, so then we can scroll over to our phone. This is where we can Bluetooth our phone so that we can make a call from the steering column here, answer, hang up, or we can just say, hey Mercedes, call whoever. And then we've got our media. So nothing's connected right now, but we could control our media from here. So we can go to radio, we can turn the radio up or down, change stations from here. So we can go to our navigation, trip, drive assist. I'll talk a little bit more over here about drive assist. And then we've got service. So you can see additive. So cannot measure fluid level because we haven't been driving right now. Go back. Particulate filter. I like this one because most systems will not tell you how full your diesel particulate filter is. So once it starts to get full, it's saying 42% full, you know that you need to drive your coach to clean that out. And engine oil level. Again, this is going to give you a reading once your ignition is on. So lots of cool things right here at the dash. Then we also have our cruise control. So we can just turn that on and off right here, and you'll see the little cruise control dial come up when we're driving. And then you can set it, and you can hit resume and cancel. Also, you've got the little positive and negative. So when you're set in cruise control, if you go up, you'll go up 5 miles per hour. Or if you hit it down, you'll go down 5 miles per hour. All right, so this is the button for your adaptive cruise control, and you can adjust the following distance of the car in front of you, whether it be closer or further away. You can go up or down, and you'll see it in the dash. I'll show it when we're actually driving. Then of course we've got our horn, and then over here we have our buttons here that's going to do our media display here and control that. So again, everything is right here at your fingertips on the steering column. You don't have to reach over, even though it's not hard to do that. You can do it right here. So I'm just going to go to my home button, and then again this is going to act like my mouse, and I can scroll through my phone, my navigation, hit that up. There comes my navigation on the screen. My back button, again, keep scrolling. Radio, settings. So this is where I can go to my assistance here. And this is going to go through some of the safety features that are built into this chassis. So we have our camera and parking. I'll show you more of the cameras when we're actually out on the road. Traffic sign assist, so it's actually going to read the traffic sign so it will know what the speed limit is and some of the warnings, which is really cool. Active lane assist is going to keep you in your lane, or it's going to alert you when you go out of your lane without putting on your turn signal. You've got your active brake assist, and this is your attention assist. I think this is really cool because I need this help sometimes. What it does is it kind of takes a reading of how you drive when you first start driving, when you're alert. So then after you've been driving a while, if it senses that you're veering from lane to lane, you know, going across the lines, it's going to notice that you're getting tired. It will also go back to see if it's like, if you're driving the same way you were when you started driving, it will see how long you've been driving. It will also know if you've been touching any of these controls to see if you're more alert, and it will alert you to, you know, take a break, pull over for a cup of coffee or something. So I think that's really cool. Very cool safety feature. And then we have our blind spot assist. So I showed you the little blind spot monitoring sensors all around the coach. So that's going to, again, alert you if you've got someone in your blind spot. And we'll go back to the top here. Vehicle. So you can decide if you want to have the acoustic lock on or off, the automatic door on or off. You can search for gas stations. Pretty cool stuff. And then we can go to our lighting, exterior lighting delay. You can set these, personalize them to your own choices if you want that on and off, the delay. So back, and then we've got systems. So here we can, you know, basically customize our display and our controls on the monitor here. And if we go back to home, another really cool feature is, say I use my navigation all the time. So where is my navigation? I want that to be first. So I'm gonna just put my finger on that, hold it, and then I can slide it and check. I want that to be first, and I want my radio to be second. So I'm gonna hold and slide. So you can even customize that screen so that the things that you use all the time pop up first. All right, so then a few more things I want to point out. You have a cup holder in your door. You also have 2 cup holders up here, so you can have 3 drinks. How about that? You shouldn't have to. You won't need that driver assist because you've got so many liquids. You'll have to go to the bathroom, and that will keep you awake. Then if you pop up this little box right here, we've got our USB-C ports. Now, this first port is 12 volt, and then USB-C. So we have our Apple CarPlay that we can plug in here, or our Android Auto, and then we've got 2 more USB-C. So say I'm using this one for Apple CarPlay. If my passenger wants to plug in here and play music off their phone, they can plug in here and do that. So once you plug in, you can go to your music, or you can go to your Google Maps, and that's going to come up right there. Put in your destination, and you can do it right off your iPhone if you'd like to do that instead. All right, so basically this is a touch screen, and you can go through all the items like I just scrolled through over here on the steering column. Or you can just go quick buttons here. We've got the camera, which I'll show you while we're driving. Telephone, if you want to go ahead and make a Bluetooth telephone call. So we have our nav system, then our radio, and we can turn the volume up or down from here. Take us back to our home screen here. And then again, we can turn our radio on and off from here. And this is going to be our quick access to our vehicle settings. And then this is where we can create our stations or scroll through Sirius quickly, but you've got your 10 stations. All right, so here's our dash AC controls, so you can heat it up or cool it down, your fan speed here, and then we can set it to auto, AC, direct where we want, the airflow, our hazards, our defrost for our front windshield, and recirculating air, and our defrost for our rear. Then right here in the center, we can open the side door and close it. So we have additional cup holders. So I'm telling you, there's no reason you should be falling asleep behind the wheel. First of all, we would hate that because we want you safe, but you've got plenty to drink. Under the cup holders, you also have another USB-C port and 12 volt port. And then right below that, if you just follow my finger down here, we've got a little slot that you really can barely see. My finger's kind of going in there. So occasionally you'll get a message on screen that you have to insert the key into the slot. Well, you don't have a key really on this. This is a keyless entry, but so down there you just put your key in there and you basically reset the key. If you decide you need to reset, or if you're getting an alert that you need to reset, just make sure you're in the driver or passenger seat. If you're in the back of the coach and you hit the lock and unlock, it just kind of messes up the whole system. So do it here from the driver's seat or passenger seat, or you can reset it below. All right, so a few more things to show you here, and then we're going to hit the road and go for a test drive. Under this panel here, you have a tow hook. Hopefully you'll never need that, and so I'm not even going to show it to you, but it is pretty easy to get to if you ever need it. Then, so right below this panel here, you have your automotive and coach circuit breaker. So instead of fuses, again, we get the circuit breaker, which is a lot easier. All right, and then I've opened here at the entry step. It's super easy to get to too. Hopefully you never need it either, but you do have a jack and to go along with your full-size spare tire. All right, so now that I'm in my camp spot, I want to keep it cool inside here, and then I want it to be nice and dark when we go to bed at night tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and put up my blackout shades on the front dash area. So I've already put the one on the driver's side. Nice little thing is there is a little key. So right there, there's a P, so I know this is for the passenger side, and there's a D for the driver's side. And then we've got the big one here for the front. And I'm just going to throw this up here. And this just unvelcros because it's going to go around the mirror here. So that we visor down to hold those in place. You can see it does a nice job. So I like to open the door, just crack it a little bit. It's also going to create a nice little seal because it just magnets up here. So it's just going to hold in place nicely, but then to make it really secure, we'll go ahead and shut the door, and then it will just seal it nice and tight. All right, so we're just about ready to head out for a test drive. I can't wait to try out the Mercedes Sprinter. I know that it drives really nice. It feels like I'm in a Mercedes, so that's always nice. Before we hit the road, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the emergency brake, and then I'm just going to put us into drive. Get my blinker on. All right, so I mentioned that I was going to let you see the rear view camera when I was in there, so I'm going to go ahead and push the button here on the dash. You have to be going below 7 miles per hour to get that picture on your dash. So I'm going about 7 miles per hour. As soon as I go up, that's going to disappear. So that's actually a Mercedes thing. Just so you know that you don't have that shot of your rear camera when you're going down the road, just when you're below 7 miles per hour. So the Era is really kind of labeled as Winnebago's touring coach because it's kind of luxurious on the Sprinter chassis, beautiful cabinetry and interior. So, you know, I've had a lot of customers that have a Class A diesel that then now want to have a smaller coach, and this is what they'd go to because it feels high-end and luxurious, and you can get a lot of people in it, so you can take the family with you. It's really nice. You're gonna love how easy it is to drive the Era. Literally, I feel like I'm driving my Toyota Sequoia. Very easy. I'm not worried. I can even see out my rear view mirror. I've got great mirrors on the side here, and then all the safety features that Mercedes packs into this coach. So we have collision avoidance, we have blind spot monitoring, we have lane assist, we have attention assist, what I talked about. So if I start, crossing over the lanes, it feels like I'm getting sleepy, it's going to start monitoring that and tell me to get a cup of coffee or a Diet Coke. So they're just active braking. Let's see. It just makes it kind of, easy and fun to drive this. And boy, beautiful landscape in front of me. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and set my cruise control. Let me get my 50 here. And then I can just sit back, relax, enjoy the drive. All right, so right now in our country with all this craziness going on, this is a great way to travel. With you and your spouse, with you and your loved one, with you and your family. It's safe. You don't have to use hotel rooms. You don't have to go to the airport. You really ought to come out and, you know, test drive an Era or test drive one of the other coaches that we have out on our lots at National Indoor RV Centers. I'm telling you, you will love the RV lifestyle. All right, so you know me and my videos. I always do the decibel reader. So I just did it, and we are at 68. So that's nice and quiet, basically like your car. And so you can have a conversation with your co-captain here, or you could even be hollering at someone in the back and they're going to hear you. So it's a fun way to see the country, very comfortable. Look at all the windows in this van. I mean, you can really, no matter where you're sitting in here, whether you're in the back as a passenger or up here in the front, you have a great view of the beautiful landscape outside of us. So I love that. All right, so a lot of people ask what kind of gas mileage you get in the Era. So depending on how you drive, if you have a lead foot, sometimes can happen to me, you're going to get anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per gallon. So if you're not exactly sure what you want, you're not sure that you want to go to a big Class A motorhome, a Class B Winnebago coach like this is a great way to start. You'll love it. It's luxurious. You just have to come and give it a try. Come take one for a test drive. We love to take on a test drive at National Indoor RV Centers, and you can buy a coach right off the lot, or we're happy to place an order for you, and you can pick out exactly what you want. So I hope you've enjoyed my tour of the 2021 Winnebago Era. Now, you've got to come and try this coach out for yourself. Come and see it in person. It's gorgeous. You're going to love it. I'm sure you're wondering how much this coach would cost you. Well, MSRP is $179,273, and MAP pricing, which is minimum advertised price, is $134,454. So if you want to know what I can sell you this coach for, please give me a call at 469-277-1120, or you can email me at Angie@NIRVC.com, or visit our website, NIRVC.com, and see all the coaches we have to offer. I'm sure we can find something that's perfect for you. At National Indoor RV Centers, we make it super easy. We take in trades, we do financing, we offer extended warranty packages, so you don't have to worry about anything. I promise it will be a pleasant experience. And remember, with our volume and economies of scale, RVs simply cost less at National Indoor RV Centers. If you've enjoyed this video and you would like to see more like it, please hit the like and subscribe. Also, go and check out my RVing 101 series. And we've got our AIM Club, our all-inclusive motorhome club. We'd love to have you come and join us, especially our Class B customers. So check out our AIM rallies, and also check out our collision and repair video. In case you ever have a boob on your coach, National Indoor RV Centers is where you want to get it taken care of. And don't forget to go and watch my Winnebago factory tour video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.